Hello friends, welcome back to day 2 of handwriting practice. I wanted to show you a few of my favorite pens for handwriting, like note-taking, writing in my journal, things like that. And so these aren't necessarily like big calligraphy pens. These are just ones that I have tried, and as you may know, over the years I have tried many pens. And so these are some of my favorites, and I thought I would also show you another way that we could use these worksheets. Because it's not always the most rewarding feeling to go all the way across one line at a time. I mean, I do like setting them up this way, but one fun way that I have discovered, especially when I'm doing handwriting practice, is to actually do it vertically. So start from the top and go down, and then I'm going to use a different pen for each of the lines that I do. I won't fill them up the whole way. But yeah, so I really like practicing that way, because that way, even if you only have a couple minutes to practice, you can just get as far as you can, but you're still practicing every single one, and then just come back to it when you need to. Versus if you're sitting down and doing it line by line, then you may only get 3 lines down and you have to go, or you can't keep practicing, and then you feel like you didn't accomplish it, and we don't want to feel like that. So this is kind of like a quick win, and I really enjoy doing it this way. So the first pen I'm going to use is this Zebra Sarasa Clip 05. I really like using this pen, and I have one issue, and I may be wrong about this, so correct me if I'm wrong, but I can't find this in a lot of different colors. Now, maybe it's because I'm looking, maybe I just don't know where to look, but I really like this pen a lot, and I would love to find it in more than just this. But I have a few, I think I have a few different colors. And this one just writes really nicely. Like, it doesn't, there's nothing like super special. I find that it doesn't like smudge a lot. You know how sometimes after pens, you've been using them for a while and they get kind of smudgy. I don't have that problem. It doesn't skip a lot. It's just really nice, and I find it to be a really nice thickness as well. So this is number 1. And I think here's the thing. Sometimes pens, I will think they have a really nice thickness when I try them out really quickly and I'm kind of scribbling across the page. But then when I slow down to write, like we're practicing here, what happens is, because the ink is coming out more slowly, they just get smudgy, or kind of like too much coming out. And so this one I have not had that problem with. Number 2 that I like is this Uniball Signo DX 0.38 is the size that I like. This one is a very, I shouldn't say very, but it's pretty fine pointed. If you don't like a more fine pointed tip, then you may not love this one. Sometimes pens with this kind of a tip can feel kind of scratchy on the paper. I would say that sometimes that's the problem of the paper though, not necessarily the pen. But I really like this one as well. And I don't have very many colors of this one either, so I don't really know what the color options are. I haven't purchased these for a good while. I've had these for a long time. But this is another really great one, especially if you have a smaller size handwriting and you don't want to worry about like the letters looking too heavy on the paper because you're writing kind of small. This is a great option. And then number 3, so that one was the Uniball Signo 0.38. And then pen number 3 is this, let's see what it's called, High Tech C, and I will specify that I like the 0.3. I have also tried the 0.25, which is, you would think, identical to this one, and I do not like it nearly as much. And then I think I've also tried a 0.4, which I do like, but this one I just think has a good weight to it. So the 0.25 I find to be scratchy, and the 0.4 I like it. It's just when I'm writing and taking notes and I use a pen that's a lot thicker, it just looks really heavy, or it can look really heavy. What I could maybe use the 0.4 for is if I'm like writing headings or something, but I'll show you one that I kind of like for that instead. So that's why I don't use that one for that purpose. But I really like this one. And like I said, specifically the 0.3. And actually this is a Pilot pen. So this one is going to have a pretty fine point, and if you are rushing, it could feel scratchy. So I will try to show you guys maybe in another video what these look like like in my actual notebook, because maybe that would help you with the comparison as well. But you can kind of see how thin it is compared to the other two. But I really like that about it. It looks very nice and neat in your notebook because it does not have that heaviness that some of the other pens do. So I really love that about this one. And maybe what I'll do is when I do tomorrow's video, I will use these so you can kind of see, because tomorrow's video is writing some words, or I should say sentence maybe. Okay, so that is the pilot one. I should have labeled these. And then the last one, or not last one, the next one I'm going to show you is one that I kind of have, I love it, but also I have some things that I need to tell you. So this one is Shuttle Art Gel Ink Pens Extra Fine 0.38, which I believe is also the same size as this one. So keep that in mind. That is this one right here. Now, I really like this pen. Let me show you the tip of it. I bought a pack of them and I do really like it, and that's why I'm showing it to you. But I want to say that, whoops, I already did that one. Over time, I've noticed, like I've been using them quite a lot. So this is not a huge complaint, especially because they were, if I remember correctly, the price point was pretty good. But over time, I've noticed them to get like maybe a little more, where they have like extra coming out, maybe a little smudgy is the right word. And so just keep that in mind. They're not like I think it's maybe like the body of the pen. You can kind of see how that part of the pen is just, you can kind of bend it even. So it just feels a little more wobbly is maybe the right word. And then combine that with the fact that sometimes it's like smudging. Just keep that in mind. But I'm pretty sure these were very affordable. I got a whole pack of just the black ones and I use them all the time. So that's why I had to show you, even though there are those minor issues, but I really do still like this one. So you can kind of compare. I know they're different colors, but this one and this one are the same size. And then I also wanted to show you, which this is going to look totally different than the other ones. And this one isn't necessarily my favorite pen, but I like using a fountain pen for notebook handwriting in my notebook. And even, it doesn't have to be script. I really like using a fountain pen just for everyday handwriting. And so I wanted to show you what that looks like as well. And if you've never tried a fountain pen, maybe you would enjoy one. This isn't the best paper to use for a fountain pen. And this is kind of a thicker one. You can get different size tips for fountain pens. Some of them you can get where they even have a little bit of flexibility, so it looks a little bit more like a calligraphy pen. And I just really love using fountain pens. My issue is I haven't figured out how to get them to stop clogging. So I've been using this one because I have not had clogging issues with this one, but it's not necessarily my favorite fountain pen I've ever used. It's fine. It's just some of the other ones I have the Lamy Safari, which I really like, but I'm not good at keeping it from getting clogged. And so this one, just when I pick it up, it usually works and I don't have to do anything to get it going. So that's why it's kind of become my go-to. But if you have not tried a fountain pen, these are really fun as well. And like I said, this isn't the perfect paper for it, so you can see it's kind of bleeding a little bit. But those are some of my favorite pens for handwriting practice. Let me know if you have another favorite that I did not mention here. And that doesn't mean there are not a bunch more that I like a lot. Especially I use some felt tipped pens. Those are really fun, but especially in like a notebook with thin paper, I think that these ones perform really well. With the exception of a fountain pen, you would want to make sure that your notebook has fountain pen paper in it, but some of them do. And so that's something to consider as well. So let me know what questions you guys have, and I'm happy to help if I'm able. I hope you are enjoying this, and I hope you are ready for some words/sentence tomorrow, because that's what we are going to practice. So have a great evening, or afternoon, morning, whatever it might be. And thank you so much for joining me. I will see you again tomorrow. Bye.